They were still talking when the distant hum of helicopters and the cacophony of sirens filled the air. The HR's eyes darted to the window. What's going on? Is like it's the CEO. Annabelle's smile grew as she saw them panicking. A convoy of 20 luxury cars pulled up outside, surrounding the building. A helicopter thundered overhead, its rotor wash rattling windows. The director's face paled. It can't be. The CEO is here. She might be saying the truth. We are doomed. The woman asked. Who is that? My father, Annabelle replied. The office doors bursted open, and CEO Sir Orton strode in, flanked by imposing bodyguards. They all trembled at the sight of him. That was when they knew they just made the biggest mistake of their life. Annabelle? Are you all right? He asked, checking on her. No, they bullied me, Dad, Annabelle answered. Who dare bully my daughter? He demanded. His voice sounded like a thunder in their ear. The director, Mr. Lesnar, accused me of theft, Dad. He claimed my black card was his, that I stole it from him, Annabelle said. What? Not only that, he also slapped me and broke the card, Annabelle added. Sir, Orton's face turned beet red with rage. Explain yourself, Lesnar, the director stuttered. I thought she was impersonating. I never knew she was your daughter. I thought she was just a mere janitor. I will never be mad to hurt your daughter. Please forgive me. You thought? Sir Orton's voice boomed as he slapped Lesnar twice across the face. You humiliated my daughter, ruined her card, and slapped her? What insolence! The director's knees buckled, and he fell to the floor. He knew that his fate was in Sir Orton's mercy. Please, sir, mercy, the director begged. The HR and the manager were already trembling in fear. They knew it was over for them. They were just waiting for their turn. They have already lost their job. They were scared of the punishment they will receive from Sir Orton. He can make them poor at the spot. I will never forgive you. This is terrible. For slapping my daughter and breaking her card and calling her a thief, you will never go unpunished. With a swift motion, he summoned his head of ICT department. Terminate his shareholders' benefits. Erase his data from the system. He picked his phone and called the police headquarters. Come to my company. I need 10 cops. You will pay $20 million for abusing my daughter and breaking her premium black card. The police is coming, and you are going with them, Sir Orton stated. Young mistress, please beg your father to forgive me, he cried, and Annabelle chuckled. Can you hear yourself? I should beg my father? You must be crazy. You are a thief and highly corrupted. You should rot in jail if possible. You broke a card you can never get access to, and slapped me. This is the beginning of your agony. You messed with the wrong person. Security, she called. Take this man away. She have 2 more people to handle. The security team dragged the director away, as he kept pleading. Sir Orton turned to the manager. And you? You stood by and watched? You were supposed to protect the miners. The manager quivered. I didn't know, sir. Dad, he's among those who bullied me, Annabelle spoke up. Him and the HR, they are the workers who are humiliating and oppressing the miners. They call the janitors slave and treat them as they like. The HR instructed me to clean her shoes, and I'm sure that is exactly how she treats other janitors. Your manager slapped me when I complained about the HR maltreatment. Please, sir, we didn't know she was your daughter. They went down on their knees. Yes, the HR added. The manager is right. We never knew she was your daughter. We cab never be so stupid to touch her. Please consider us. You 2 monsters. Is that an excuse? Sir Orton thundered. If she weren't my daughter, would that justify your actions? The manager and HR director exchanged fearful glances. No, sir. We made a mistake. We will not do it again. A mistake? You humiliated and oppresses miners, treating them like slaves. You think that's acceptable? You 2 took advantage of vulnerable workers. Both of you will pay for this, he said. And just then, his eyes fell upon the broken health benefit allowance card on the floor. What's this? He asked. Is this not a health benefit allowance card? He picked it up. At this moment, the manager and HR wished they could disappear and appear anywhere away from Sir Orton. This was the worst day of their life. How can the health benefit allowance card be broken? Sir Orton asked. The HR broke it. Annabelle spoke up. This janitor. She took the older janitor's hand. She needed it for her mother's surgery, and they refused to give it to her. Sir Orton's face darkened in anger. They denied a janitor's mother life-saving surgery. Annabelle nodded. Yes, Dad. The HR said that janitors doesn't deserve the benefits. She even said that paying for her mother's surgery will be waste of money. When I confronted her, she broke the card and said we cannot do anything about it. The manager supported her. Sir Orton's anger erupted. This is unbelievable. I never knew I employed the worst set of people. He turned to the HR and manager. Their head were down on the floor. They couldn't look up at him. This was the worst situation of their life. A janitor needed a health benefit allowance card and both of you refused. You give her something that doesn't belong to you. What's the benefit? Not that you can use the card. Both of you want her to lose her mother, Sir Orton asked, and they shook their head. Their dress had already soaked with their sweat, even though the air conditioner was working. They even broke my iPhone, Annabelle added. Your iPhone? Her dad asked, and turned his attention to them. I will make both of you suffer for doing all these. He turned to Annabelle. Process for another health benefit allowance card immediately. Annabelle nodded, already on her Samsung phone. Sir Orton addressed the older janitor. Your mother's surgery will be done today. The card will cover all expenses. She collapsed, sobbing, as Annabelle handed her a tissue. Stop crying. You are a worker, and you deserve it. Sir Orton turned to the manager and HR in anger. You two are fired, and all benefits withdrawn, the cars and house. Both of you will serve in jail for 5 years, for humiliating my daughter and other workers. Security, take this monsters out, he ordered. They didn't bother to plead. They knew better that it won't yield anything. Dad, how are we going to replace them? Annabelle asked. We won't rush it. This time, we will be very careful, her father replied. I'm thinking something. What is that? I'm thinking of conducting personal interviews. We need to ask the minors. Maybe it will help. I think you are making a point, her dad nodded. Just then, a young lady appeared. Here is the card. The funds in the other card had been transferred into it. Annabelle took it and gave it to the older janitor. Here is your card. It will only work in hospitals. Use it for all the expenses. I'm sure it will be more than enough. Thank you, Mum. She hugged her excitedly before bowing to Sir Orton. I'm grateful, sir. Thank you so much. Go and change. Annabelle will drive you to the hospital, Sir Orton said and left with the guards. Thank you for saving me. I will never forget today. The woman hugged Annabelle again. It's okay. Go and change. Let's go and save your mother. Over 1 week later, Miss Michelle, CEO of Stice Group, was hosting an exclusive VIP party for all of their shareholders and top customers. Miss Annabelle Orton had been announced as a special guest of honor. Many people were waiting to see her face for the very first time. Desmond was hoping to meet her so he could tell her about his contract, which had been on hold for a long time. He believed she will do something about it. See, Annabelle is coming in. I wonder how she got invited. This is an exclusive party for Miss Matze, Michelle's shareholders and highly profile VIP customers. Who invited her? Desmond asked, watching as Annabelle made her way into the hall. It must be one of her dirty clients. I wonder why you are surprised. Your ex-wife is a prostitute, and it's like all the rich men knows her, Daniela said, and it touched Desmond. He could not imagine other men touching her. Stop saying that about her. You are not sure? Desmond replied. What are you saying? Don't tell me you are not seeing what I'm seeing. If not that, how will she get invited? She's a low-class janitor. How can she possibly be invited? Daniela said. Annabelle was already close to them. Oh, see who we'll have here. What a small world. I'm sure you didn't sneak in. This is an exclusive party for special people. Which of the men sponsored this little trip, and where is he? Daniela asked. I was invited by Miss Michelle personally. Nobody sponsored me, Annabelle answered. I wonder what you are doing here, because I'm sure that you were not invited. Only Miss Poyes, Michelle's shareholders and top VIP customers are invited. Which one are you? I can see you have become shameless. You want to compare yourself to me? I'm Desmond's wife. He was invited as a top-profile customer, and I came with him. But you, I'm sure you gave whosoever that sponsored you all the styles and exhausted yourself on his bed before getting here? Daniela said. The last time I checked, you are Desmond's potential baby mama. You are not his wife, so you don't even have access to this party. Imagine if I expose you. You will walk out here in shame. Stop it, Annabelle, Desmond spoke up. Stop talking to my future wife like that. Have some respect. You think I don't know your secret? What secret are you talking about? Annabelle asked. You were having affairs with the senior manager of Orton's group, Desmond pointed out. He refused to give me the contract all because of you. Oh, you just reminded me. I told you that you won't get the contract and you doubted me. You see? It's happening already. You were bagging all the contracts because I was working behind the scene, and you aren't even appreciative. My husband don't even need that dirty work anymore. Once the party is over, Desmond and I will meet Miss Annabelle Orton, the only daughter of Sir Orton. After discussing with her, your name will be wiped away and the contract will be given to him. You must be dreaming if you think she can be of help. This is not a business place. This is a party. And her father's business doesn't concern her. I will advise you to forget about the contract, because you can never get it. I'm the one holding the contract, and I will never sign it, even if you beg me, Annabelle said, and Desmond thought about it. It's over 1 week already, and he haven't heard from the senior manager. He wasn't sure if talking with Miss Annabelle Orton will work out. He thought of paying Annabelle to sign it. It will make things easy and fast. What if I give you $100,000? Desmond offered, and Annabelle chuckled. You want to bribe me? You are already scared you might not get it. You should be happy that he wanted to give you that huge amount of money. Pained, Daniela spoke up. You can never make that in 20 years of cleaning floors and toilets. I'm sure your dirty clients who you suck don't give you more than $1,000. You should be grateful. You always thinks negative about me not knowing that things can change. Annabelle said. Things doesn't change for everybody. You are poor and can never make it. You are a loser, and a loser is always a loser. We will meet Miss Annabelle Orton after the party, and everything will be settled, Daniela said, and just then, Miss Michelle walked up to them. Wow, Miss Annabelle, why didn't you tell me you are here? I had wanted to welcome you, specially at the entrance. It's my honor to meet you, Miss Michelle said, offering a handshake. Desmond and Daniela were surprised on how all-powerful Miss Michelle, CEO of Stice Fashions and Clothings, was acting royal to Annabelle as if she was a special person. I know you must be very busy. I didn't want to disturb you, Annabelle replied. I wasn't complaining. I planned to welcome you in a special way. Anyway, no problem, we still have other things to do. Thank you for honoring my invitation. I'm so happy to have you here. Daniela snorted. Why are you giving her special treatment, as if she's anything special? You must have mistaken her to someone else. Annabelle is a country bumpkin, a common janitor. She should be thrown out. She's not worthy of attending this party. What? Do you know who you are talking to? Miss Michelle turned to Annabelle. What is she talking about? Don't mind her, Annabelle replied, and Miss Michelle stared at Daniela, trying to recognize her, but she couldn't. Who are you and what are you even doing here? Daniela smiled and extended her hand for a handshake. My name is Daniela. I'm among the guests. Miss Michelle ignored her handshake. I didn't remember inviting you. I don't even know who you are. This is a special and private party for a specific set of people. I didn't remember inviting you. How did you sneak in? Please leave here immediately. I came with my boyfriend. Sorry, my fiancé. Miss Michelle got angry, and her voice rose. And so, were you invited? Leave here now. I don't want to repeat myself. How can you come where you are not invited? Who the hell allowed you? Miss Michelle. She's my fiancée and I have the invitation card, so I thought it would be nice to come with her. I apologize if this will cause any inconvenience. Desmond tried to calm her down. I don't have any problem with you, Mr. Desmond. I know you, but this lady here, I don't know her, and I will appreciate if she leaves the premises now. She's still an uninvited guest even though she came with you. Why? Desmond is my fiancé, and we will be getting married soon. I'm carrying his baby as well. Why will you order me to leave? Getting married to you? Mr. Desmond? He's out of your league. How do you think he will marry you? Miss Michelle. How can you say that? Desmond spoke up. Mr. Desmond, you can stay. I don't have any problem with you. I can't bear to look at your partner's dress. I would have considered and leave her to stay, but her dressing will rub stains to my reputation. She stared down at Daniela's dress again. Your dress is incompatible to my party. Look around, no one is wearing a cheap clothes like yours. Mr. Desmond didn't even bother to get you a nice dress. I bought this gown $3,000. You are not even ashamed of calling the amount you bought your dress. Your fiancé is wearing a cloth of $80,000, one of my top brand, and you are wearing a $3,000 gown. Doesn't that speak enough? Miss Michelle, you are going too far. She's still my fiancée, Desmond defended. Your so-called fiancé insulted my special guest, which warrant throwing both of you out. I have already shown leniency by excluding you. I want her out, Miss Michelle insist. Miss Michelle, don't take her words and action to heart. No need to pursue the matter any further. You can let her stay on my behalf, Annabelle said, and Miss Michelle hesitated before accepting. It's all right. She can stay. She turned to Desmond. Mr. Desmond, you are free to help yourself to the bar. I need to welcome my other special guests, Miss Michelle said and left. Come, let's go, Desmond said and headed to the bar, thinking that Daniela was with him. Daniela had stayed behind to confront Annabelle. I thought you have divorced him. Why are you shamelessly pestering around him like a parasite? Daniela started. I know you wanted him back. That is why you are doing all these. But let me tell you, Desmond no longer needs you. You can't have him anymore. I will advise you to forget about him. And who said I wanted him back? Annabelle asked. You don't need to say anything. Actions speaks louder than voice. I will advise you to stay away, very far away from him. He will never take paternity of that bastard you claim you have in your rotten womb. I will advise you to abort it. Don't bring the bastard child into this world to suffer. You must be very stupid for saying that. My baby is not a bastard. I'm giving you the impression that you have a bastard and you are not even happy. I forgot that you are barren, Daniela said, and Annabelle couldn't help and slapped her. The sound got the attention of few people around. You can't insult me in the house and do the same thing in the public. I would have left Michelle to have you thrown out. You ungrateful soul. It hurts, Daniela cried out, placing her hand over her tummy as if it's paining her. Desmond rushed immediately. What is that? Did she hit you again? Yes, baby. She's jealous that I'm taking over her. She punched me on my tummy. She wants to kill our baby by all means, Daniela cried. Annabelle, what have came over you? Don't you have conscience? It's not her fault that you are barren. You know I can never do that. I'm the reason she's still in here. Why will I punch her on her tummy? She called me barren, and I couldn't help and slapped her. You slapped her when she's only telling the truth. Are you not barren? Desmond asked. The next time you will touch my fiancée, I won't take it lightly with you. Then you should warn her to stop insulting me. I won't hesitate to teach her the lesson of her life. I know what is eating you up. Daniela spoke up. You are just angry because of the true feelings Desmond had for me. No one loves you. They only use you and pay you. Angry because of a man I happily divorced. I am happy that I'm no longer with him. At least I won't be wasting my time helping someone who doesn't appreciate. I'd rather remain single than to be with him, Annabelle said. Because you are never meant to become his wife. You are meant to become his house help, Daniela stated. He appreciates and takes good care of me. He treats me with respect and gives me whatever I want. Very soon, he's going to buy a car for me. He wants to buy a car for you when he can't even buy you a nice dress? I won't say more than what Miss Michelle said. He will buy all of that for me. Daniela turned to Desmond. Won't you? You are my wife. I will provide everything you need, Desmond replied with a smile. You hear that? It's none of my business. I wonder why I'm still talking to both of you, Annabelle said and left. Come on, let's go and see Miss Michelle. She will help you, Daniela urged and dragged Desmond along. When they got to her, Daniela spoke up. Miss Michelle, I will like to go straight to the point. We will like to be introduced to Miss Annabelle Orton. We will compensate you if you want. The one you abused or another one? Miss Michelle asked. See, I've already granted you a favor by staying here. Don't push my hands. Sorry, we don't mean the other Annabelle. We mean Annabelle Orton. Desmond tried to explain. I don't know who you guys are talking about, and don't disturb me again, Miss Michelle said, and left. Few minutes later, they all settled down and the event started properly. Miss Michelle welcomed everyone, especially Annabelle. Desmond and Daniela still found it annoying. Why will she welcome her in a special way, as if she's a big deal? Daniela mumbled. I think we are missing something. Would she be Annabelle Orton? Desmond asked. She can't be. That's not possible. Is it because of her name? Remember that anyone can answer Annabelle. She's never the one, Daniela replied. Then why is she showing royalty to her? Don't you find it disturbing? My ex-wife might be a billionaire heirs. What are you even saying? Don't tell me you want to fall for this cheap trap. Annabelle is a country bumpkin, and will always be. Stop giving it a thought. I'm going to find out who she really is, Desmond said with determination. After introduction, they addressed the guests and lunched their latest brand. After that, they ate, drank, and danced, each person with her partner. As Desmond was dancing with Daniela, he was looking around, scanning the hall to know if he could see Annabelle. But he couldn't see her. He thought maybe she had left. The dance lasted for 10 minutes before they settled down. Now it's time for a special ballroom dance. Miss Michelle started off. So, among most celebrated guests, we are honored to welcome Miss Annabelle Orton. I know most of you are waiting for this moment. Please, we don't want anyone to take a picture or a video. Sir Orton have not formally introduced her to the public. Please, let's be matured. Keep your phone and enjoy the show. So please raise up from your seat as we welcome her. Miss Michelle said, and all the guests, including Desmond and Daniela, stood up and began to clap. An elegant-looking lady showed up along with handsome-looking guy. They were wearing masks. Desmond was somehow disappointed, as well as some of the guests. They had been looking forward to see Annabelle Orton. Now they are seeing her, but they couldn't make out her face. This body looks so familiar, Desmond said, staring at her as they dance. Her long sexy legs, her waist, her hair, her tummy, her arms, everything matches with her ex-wife. What do you mean? Daniela asked. Miss Annabelle Orton have similar shape like Annabelle, Desmond replied, focusing his attention on Annabelle. Are you trying to say she's the one behind the mask? Daniela asked. I don't know, but that's who I'm seeing. That's Annabelle. But that's not the dress we saw her wearing. So stop confusing yourself. Look around so you can confirm what I'm saying. Annabelle is nowhere in the congregation, Desmond said. Maybe she left. Remember, she's a prostitute. One of her clients must have needed her service. So she must be somewhere on her knees, sucking, Daniela said, and Desmond got angry. Stop slandering her like that. She's not a prostitute. Don't tell me you still love her. Love her? I never said that. Then why are you defending her? You told her on her face. Now you are defending her behind her back. Can we stop and focus? Desmond said, and just then, the mask fell off from Annabelle's face. The crowd was amazed to see the beautiful face behind the mask. The beauty was out of the world. Desmond and Daniela were surprised. They didn't see that coming. So Annabelle is Orton's daughter? Daniela asked. I always suspected it. This must be the reason the contract was denied. I can see. So my ex-wife is the daughter of a billionaire, the richest man in the country. Annabelle quick picked the mask and wore it back. They danced a little before they rounded up and left the stage. Just when the party was over, Desmond and Daniela went to meet Miss Michelle and Annabelle at the back. You deceived me. You are a liar. Why didn't you tell me that you are Orton's daughter? Desmond asked. Miss Annabelle Orton is sick. Miss Michelle spoke up to defend her. I asked Annabelle to perform on her behalf since she's good in dancing. Annabelle knew that Desmond will come for her and asked Miss Michelle to defend her. She told her everything about her and Desmond. I knew it. She can never be Sir Orton's daughter. I always knew that the real Annabelle Orton can't possibly attend this party. Daniela chimed in from where she was standing. So you are not even Annabelle Orton? Desmond asked. Miss Michelle, please can you wait for me outside? Let me settle with him, Annabelle said to Miss Michelle, and she stared at Desmond and Daniela before leaving. I will be waiting for you outside. Just as Miss Michelle went out of view, Annabelle turned her attention to Desmond. Even if I'm not Annabelle Orton, do you have any problem with that? Yes, we have a lot of problem with that. Why will you deceive us? Daniela asked. Everyone out there will think that they saw Annabelle Orton, not knowing that it was an Annabelle without background, an Annabelle without last name, a low-budget Annabelle. I saw the way you are holding him, and the way he was touching your body. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Desmond asked. You let him touch you romantically and even hold you as if you are his wife. The last time I checked, Desmond, we are divorced. We are no longer together. So the fans think you have the right to ask me that kind of question. So because we are divorced, you think you are free to go for another man? Don't tell me you are jealous. Are you? Annabelle asked. Do I look like someone who is jealous? Desmond asked. I can see it in your eyes, in your words and action. You can't hide it. You are jealous of men around me. What nonsense are you talking about? How can I be jealous of someone like you? You good-for-nothing barren slut? Desmond tried to defend himself. You know all these, but I see the love in your eyes. You still love me, right? I never loved you, Desmond blurted out. Since you don't love me, you have no business with how I live my life. I can make love to whoever I want. I can have sex with whoever I wish. You have no right to interfere in my life. We are 100% divorced. Go grab your mistress and get out of here. I'm telling you how bad you are. Not that I'm jealous. I'm here because I wanted to see the real Miss Annabelle Orton, and not a useless trash like you. It's obvious you have planned all these with Miss Annabelle to relatiate. You couldn't bear losing me. For your information, I don't feel bad leaving you. I'm happy that I'm no longer with you. I don't love you anymore. I don't care about you and your mistress. You and your mistress. Don't work my hate. It's a waste of time hating you guys. I'm out of your life, so don't ever interfere in my business again. Annabelle finished and made her way out. Desmond watched in bitterness as she made her way out. He still have feelings for her? 2 weeks later, Daniela came back from outing and saw Desmond's mum smiling and sipping her wine. Her attention was focused on the television, as if she was watching the most interesting program. Welcome, my daughter-in-law. I hope you bought all the things you want, Desmond's mother asked with a broad smile. Daniela leered at her before responding, Yeah, I can see you are enjoying yourself. Yeah, you can see. I can't stop watching this program. You can freshen up and join me, the mother-in-law said. Don't worry, I just need to rest, Daniela replied, and headed to the room. Few minutes later the door opened and it was Desmond. She welcomed him with a kiss and helped him remove his clothes. I wonder what your mum and sister is still doing in this house, Daniela suddenly blurted out. Desmond was startled to hear her say that. He turned towards her in confusion. You wonder what my mother and sister is doing in my house? What are you saying? You are talking about my family, Daniela. I know. They are your family, but they need to give us space. They need to go back to your family house. Daniela insists, and that baffled Desmond. I'm not complaining. I love the way they are staying with me. I have enough rooms. I don't think they are restricting anything. I'm very well comfortable with their presence, Desmond replied. But I'm not. I'm tired of seeing them around the house. You are getting married to me soon. So we need to be living alone. I want them to leave the house. Are you joking? Desmond asked. Do I look like someone who is joking with you? I'm very well serious with what I'm saying. I don't like their presence. They are suffocating me. They need to go back to the family house, Daniela insisted. I'm the man of the house. I say what happens in my house. My mother and my sister are staying. None of them is going nowhere. Learn to live with them because they are never leaving. Bella will leave only when she gets married. For my mum, you know she's sick. So she will always stay with me. Then that will be a problem because I won't allow that. Wait, I thought they are your friends. They always support you. Why did you suddenly want to kick them out? Stop sounding as if I'm doing something terrible. I'm only trying to put things on order, Daniela said. Putting things on order by suggesting my mum and sister to go? That will never happen. Then be ready to choose between me and them? Are you trying to compare yourself to my mum and sister? I'm not comparing. I'm your future wife. I'm carrying your future. They are your past. I'm more important to you than any of them. You think having a child is everything? Listen, and listen carefully. I will not send my family out of my house. Learn to leave with them. After all, they are the reason you are here. I'm done telling you, Daniela replied. If you don't kick them out, I will make this house uncomfortable for everyone. What do you mean? Desmond asked. Stop asking me questions and do what I said. Not that I'm asking a difficult thing. You are getting married to me, Desmond. Husband and wife are meant to live together and alone. We don't need any third party around. But we are not yet married, Desmond said, puzzling Daniela. Are you saying you will not marry me? You want only my child? Daniela asked in curiosity. I never said that. I mean, we are still dating, so you don't have to demand for privacy. I can consider if we are married, but for now we are not yet married. So don't talk about who is leaving and who is staying. After all, we are all big family. I don't see any need to have them leave. I don't know why you are finding this difficult. This is what real men do. Don't tell me you are mummy's boy. Why are you sounding this way? The last time I checked, you are not doing any house chores. My sister does that. Ever since you came into this house, you have never entered the kitchen. So who will be doing all these things if I let them go? Desmond asked. Don't worry yourself about that. I will handle it. There are professional maid out there who do that job more than them. So I don't see that as a challenge. I'm still not letting them go. Learn to stay with them, he said and entered the bathroom to take his bath. As he took his bath, his mind couldn't rest. He was reasoning why Daniela wants his parents to leave, not that they are disturbing her. The next day, Desmond's mother was watching her favorite program when Daniela showed up. She walked up to where she kept the remote and took it without saying a word. What are you doing? Desmond's mother asked. I want to watch a better program, she replied without looking at her, and sat down on the couch. Her attention was focused on the television as she searched through the channels. Desmond's mother was confused. Why would she want to change the channel when she could clearly see that she was enjoying what she was watching? Can't you see I'm watching a program? Desmond's mother asked. You have television in your room. You can make use of it. What have came over you? She asked, and Daniela smiled sweetly. I'm sorry, Mrs. Elizabeth, but I need to watch the fashion channel. Mrs. Elizabeth's expression turned stern. Daniela, this is my favorite show. You can watch your fashion programs later. Change the channel back now. Daniela's grip on the remote tightened. No, Mrs. Elizabeth. I need to keep up with the latest trends. It's essential for my social standing. You should be supporting me. Your social standing? Mrs. Elizabeth's voice rose. You are in my son's house, Daniela. Show some respect. Daniela smiled. I am showing respect, Mrs. Elizabeth. But I also have my own needs, and my needs come first. I'm your son's fiancé and I'm carrying his baby. You should be pampering me. I need a baby treatment from all of you. Then show some respect. You can't just come over and change the channel without asking for permission. You're not even Desmond's wife yet, and you're acting like you own this place. Daniela's eyes flashed. I am Desmond's fiancé and this is my house now. I make rules. You are the one who is even supposed to show some respect. You are supposed to take permission from me before making use of the television. Have you gone insane? In my son's house? Remember that I'm the reason you are in this house. And so, you rooted me for him because you know that I'm the best. It's a privilege for your son to have me. You should be happy that I accepted. I was, but now, I don't know what have suddenly came over you. Nothing came over me. Just keeping you in your place and reminding you that I'm now the madam of the house. If you still wants to watch your program, you can make use of the television in your room. Mrs. Elizabeth's face twisted in frustration. You are telling me what to do in my own home? Point of correction. This is not your home. This is Desmond's and my home now. You have a TV in your room. Please use that. Mrs. Elizabeth's voice turned shrilled. How dare you? You think you can just take over? Daniela stood firm, her hand still cradling her invisible baby bump. I'm not taking over, Mrs. Elizabeth. I'm setting boundaries. You are welcome to stay, but respect my space. Respect your space? Mrs. Elizabeth's face reddened. After everything I've done for you, I brought her into this family, and this is how you want to repay me. Daniela intervened in a calm voice. Mrs. Elizabeth, I understand your frustration, but Desmond loves me, and I'm having his child. That changes everything. I will inform Desmond about your sudden change of altitude. He will keep you in your place. I'm sure you won't be shocked when you see your stuffs outside, so I will advise you to obey my rules and regulations in this house. Annabelle never said something like these during the period she was with us. She's even legally married to my son. But you are not even married yet. You are just his finance, and you are already showing your evil character. Don't let me regret my decisions. You wants to regret kicking Annabelle for my sake. That country bumpkin? At least she have respect for me. I don't see where I'm doing it wrong now. This is my husband's house. If you are not comfortable here, you are more than free to go back to your late husband's house. This is my territory, and I'm doing the right thing for myself. I'm just leaving you because you are pregnant. I don't want to touch a pregnant woman. If not, I would have showed you the other side of me. I will wait till Desmond comes back and address this issue. Desmond's mother said and was about to leave when the door opened. It was Desmond. Daniela got up from the seat when she saw it was Desmond. Thank God you are here. You are just at the right time. What is that? Is there any problem? Desmond asked, still holding his office bag. Your mother. She's disturbing me, Daniela reported. She's been dragging the television with me, stressing me out. My mum? He turned to his mother. Is she telling the truth? She's now acting victim, as if I'm the problem here, his mother replied. I was watching a program when she came and changed the channel without taking permission. I can't remember having any problem with her. Just talk to her because I won't take it lightly if she repeats that rubbish. But why will you do that? Desmond asked Daniela. You don't change her channel without telling her. I won't like you disrespect my mother. So you are supporting your mother, right? Instead of supporting your wife, the mother of your baby. You expect me to support you when you disrespect my mother? Desmond asked. This is our house, our home. She's just a visitor. Hey, stop it. My mother is not a visitor. She have right in this house more than you. I won't let you disrespect her. Be very careful. Oh, I can see. I'm marrying a mummy's boy. Your mother have a house. Let her go back to husband's house and give us space. Daniela snorted. That will never happen. She's free to stay as long as she can, Desmond insisted. If she will stay here, then let her recognize me as the madam of the house. She will be following my rules. In my own house? Desmond asked. Point of correction. Our house. I'm your wife, and this is our house. Your mother is a visitor. I don't even want to be seeing her in this house. But if she can obey my rules, I can allow her. This is ridiculous. I can see you are going insane. You are not even his wife yet. Like I said before, don't let me regret ever instigating this marriage. You are in this house all because of me, Desmond's mother said. That doesn't give you any right to decide what happens. I'm the wife, and you are the mother. This is my home now, and I'm in charge. Watch your mouth, because I can make you leave. In my son's house? Desmond's mother asked in shock. Ask Desmond. I've already told him to send you out. I don't know why he's delaying, though I understand. He's mummy's boy. But very soon, you will be out of this house. You will be the one to leave if you are not careful, Desmond's mother said, and Daniela chuckled. You think he will choose you over me? Daniela laughed. Anyway, no need to border myself. When the time comes, we will know who will be leaving. She finished and walked away. Daniela, come back here, Desmond yelled, but she ignored him and continued to walk away. What have suddenly come over her? Desmond's mother asked. Are you questioning me? Aren't you the one who recommended her to me? Desmond asked. You instigated her into my life. Now you are asking me what have came over her. Don't ask me this kind of question again. This is all your fault. It's not entirely my fault. You are too soft to her. Make her know her place in this house. She can't come into the house and think she can control everyone. Just last week, you bought a brand new Rolls-Royce for her. You take her to shopping every time, and even send her money. Stop giving her whatever she demands and watch her change. The last time I checked, you are the one supporting her. You are the one to talk to her. I don't have time for all these things, Desmond said and left. When he got into the room, Daniela was lying on the bed, pressing her phone. What have came over you, Daniela? What is the meaning of your new character? Why do you suddenly hate my mother? Did I said that I hate her? We need privacy, Desmond. I haven't talked about your sister. Both of them need to leave the house so we can have space. This is what you are supposed to do. You are a family man now. You need to focus on me, your wife. You need to focus on your family. Must I teach you everything? I'm not doing that. They are all I have, and you have to respect that. I don't want what happened today to repeat itself. I won't take it lightly with you. Be ready to choose me and them, Daniela said, and he ignored her. He doesn't want to escalate the situation. That night, Daniela refused to have sex with him. It was an awful night. The next day, Desmond's mother wanted to go out, but the car key was nowhere to be found. Desmond had left for work. She asked Daniela, who was busy with her phone on the other end. Do you take the keys? Desmond's mum asked. Yeah, any problem? Daniela questioned. Yes, I want to go out. I need the car keys, she demanded. Be fast about it. I have to rush and go somewhere. You are no longer allowed to use the cars. So from today, you will be using public transport, Daniela said. I hope you are aware of what you are doing. Is something wrong with you or what? You are talking about my properties? My own cars? Desmond's mother found her guilt unbelievable. Desmond's car. My husband's cars. I'm in charge of all his belongings and I decide who to use them. So I've made a permanent decision that you will no longer be using the cars, Daniela said without any trace of fear. She was talking with authority. Don't provoke me this afternoon, Daniela. Just hand over the car keys. At this moment, Desmond's mother was having it over her neck. And I said I won't. And there is nothing you can do about it, Daniela insisted. Don't push me so hard to lay hands on you. Just give me the keys and let me go, Desmond's mother warned. If you want the keys, then you will beg for it. Maybe, just maybe I can change my mind, she said, and Desmond's mother was baffled. The new development was becoming unbearable. This was not the Daniela she knew. What are you saying? Don't tell me you have suddenly become deaf. Beg for it. You will kneel down and beg me to give you the keys. If you don't do it, I won't give you the keys. Beg you for my car keys? You know that anything that belongs to my son belongs to me as well. I can tell Desmond not to marry you, and he will do it. I brought you here, and I can make you leave, Desmond's mother said. But Daniela laughed instead. You cannot do anything. Not when I have a child for him. He can kick you out and still have the child. If he kicks me out, he will lose everything, me and the baby. So you can't threaten me. I'm the mother. I decide whether the child lives or die. Mum! Bella appeared from nowhere. I heard voices. What is happening? Daniela had refused to give me the car keys. I don't know what have came over her, her mother complained. Wait a minute. I don't get. She took the car key and refused to give you? How? I don't understand. Bella was confused. The statement sounded strange on her ear. She said she's now in charge of everything, that I will beg her before she gives it to me. Can you imagine? Daniela, is she telling the truth? You took the car key? When did that started? You that we brought into this house? It doesn't matter how I found myself here. The fact is that this is my house now, and I won't tolerate any kind of disrespect. This is my territory now, and I'm setting things in order. Setting things in order by disrespecting my mum? The other time, you stopped her from watching the television. Now you are taking the car keys on your possession. What have came over you? Remember how you got here? We are the ones that made it possible. Now you are biting the finger that feeds you. You see, you can say whatever you want. What I know is that no one will use the car without my approval, including you. Anyone that wants it will ask and beg for it. You must be very stupid for saying that. Have you gone crazy? Hand over the keys or you will see the other side of me, Bella threatened. You want to fight me? Is that what you want to do? Fight me? You want to fight a pregnant woman? I dare you, Daniela said. She knew very well that they won't touch her. Pregnant woman that doesn't know her boundary. Hand over my brother's car keys. I won't repeat myself. You want the key? Come and get it, Daniela said and headed to the room. Where are you going? Come back here. Bella followed her. Come back here and hand over the keys. Daniela got into the room and closed the door. Before Bella could get to the door, she had already locked it. Bella slammed her hand on the door. Open this door! Daniela! Don't start what you cannot finish. This is my brother's house. My brother have not even married you yet. Open the door and give me the keys. Bella continued to bang on the door, but Daniela ignored her. She picked her phone and began to make unending calls. I'm going to tell my brother about this, and I'm sure he will teach you a lesson you will never forget. Bella got tired and left the door. Mrs. Elizabeth needed to go out. She had no other choice than to use public transport. Hours later, when Desmond came back from work, Bella was the first to approach him. Daniela is crossing her boundaries. Mother wanted to go out with one of the cars, and Daniela took the keys. She refused to give her the keys. Your mum went out with public transport today. Daniela, why? Why did you refuse to give her the keys? Who even told you to hold the keys? The last time I checked, I bought a brand new car for you. What concerned you with other cars? He asked Daniela, who was busy with her phone. I'm talking to you, Daniela, he shouted at her. Stop shouting at me, Police. What is wrong with that? It's our car. I'm your fiancée, your future wife. I'm setting boundaries. They need to come through me before they use the car. She didn't take permission. She was too proud to ask her it. My mother should take permission from you before she used my car. Can you hear yourself? Desmond asked, his anger boiling. What is there in taking permission to use what doesn't belong to her? Besides, I didn't tell you they beat me. They tried to kill our baby, Daniela said. Daniela? Bella was shocked to hear her say that. She turned to Desmond. She's lying. We didn't touch her. We can never hurt her, even though she deserved it. Daniela cannot be lying about that. How can you two fight a pregnant lady? We didn't. Don't you believe me? Bella asked. What is happening here? Desmond's mum showed up. Daniela is saying that we fought her, that we tried to kill her baby. Her action called for it. But we can't touch a pregnant woman. Why is she saying that we fought her? She turned to her. You want to cause problem between me and my son? Why are you lying? I'm not lying. Daniela spoke up. You said you will make sure I lose the pregnancy for refusing to give you the car keys. Desmond, you won't believe Bella was punching me on my tummy. If not that I'm strong, I would have lost the baby. My tummy is still paining me, but I'm enduring it. Why are you two so wicked? This is how both of you treated Annabelle. I divorced her and accepted your choice. Now you are abusing her. I can't take this anymore, Desmond said in anger. Wait, don't tell me you believed what she said. She's lying against us, Bella said. Just as you used to say when Annabelle was here. She's always lying. You two made me hate her. I won't let it happen again. I think it's time for both of you to leave my house, Desmond said, and a triumphant smile spread across Daniela's face. She had orchestrated this moment, and it was all she had been waiting for. Brother, what are you saying? Bella asked. She didn't see that coming. You heard me. I can't continue to allow both of you ruin my marriages. Both of you need to leave my house. Mrs. Elizabeth stepped forward. Desmond, we would never harm Daniela or your unborn child. What's really going on? I don't believe you. You two need to leave my house. At least let me rest, Desmond said. You want to kick your family away? We are the only people you have. I'm not chasing you away. I want some space. Go back home. I will be visiting both of you. Let me concentrate with my wife. Her happiness is my priority. I don't want to come back from work and meet a bad scene. Please, both of you should pack your things and leave, Desmond concluded. What are both of you waiting for? Daniela asked. Don't you hear him? Pack your things and leave us alone. With reluctant glances, Desmond's mother and sister gathered their belongings and left the house. As the door closed, Daniela's smile grew wider. She had successfully manipulated Desmond into banishing his family, isolating him from those who truly cared for him. Finally, she whispered to herself, I have him all to myself. Desmond turned to her, his eyes still blazing with anger. Are you okay? Daniela's smile softened, her eyes filled with fake concern. I'm fine, baby. Thanks to you. You are no longer a mummy's boy. You are a real man. Desmond wrapped his arms around her, holding her close. I'll always protect you. Daniela's heart swelled with satisfaction. She had him right where she wanted him. A week later. I will be going for a business trip tomorrow, Desmond announced when he came back from work. Tomorrow? That's urgent. You should have informed me on time so I can prepare, Daniela said. Prepare? Desmond asked. Who said you are coming with me? This is business trip, and I'm going with some top shareholders. You are not going with me. How long is the trip? Daniela asked. 1 week, Desmond replied. Though I know how boring it can be for you, you would have stayed with my mum and sister, but they are no longer around. You will be staying alone. I don't even need them. I can sort myself out, Daniela said, while thinking of what to do throughout the week. Suddenly, her mind flashed to her boyfriend. She smiled, realizing how fun it will be if she invite him over. Nobody will be around to monitor her. It's just a week though. I'm sure you won't feel it much. We will be talking on video call, Desmond said, trying to make her feel good. Only if he knew the plans of the girl he was about to leave the house for. You don't need to border yourself much. You just need to send me money. I have something that will keep me busy throughout the week, Daniela said. Only if Desmond understood what she was talking about. I will credit your card with $50,000. I hope that will be enough, Desmond said. It won't. I need $100,000, Daniela said. What for? Aren't you going to send it, if that is what you want? It's all right. Don't burn the house down. I just want to come back and see my house intact. The next day, Desmond got prepared and headed to the airport. He entered the first flight with his colleague. He was sitting, waiting for takeoff, when he looked over the window and saw someone that looked familiar walking towards an expensive-looking private jet. It was Annabelle, and she was accompanied by a tall, handsome man. Desmond's thoughts froze. He felt as if he'd been punched in the gut again. The past rushed back. Memories he thought were long buried. Desmond's eyes remained fixed on the private jet as they entered the expensive private jet. Who was this man? What was their relationship? The questions swirled in his head like a vortex. Jealousy, a possessiveness he thought he had long overcome, stirred within him. The plane's engines roared to life. But Desmond's thoughts lingered with Annabelle. He couldn't look away, even as the private jet disappeared from view. Was I too hasty in divorce? He wondered. Have I made a mistake? The plane taxied down the runway, lifting off into the sky. Desmond's gaze remained on the horizon, lost in thoughts. As the plane soared, Desmond's emotions churned. The encounter had awakened dormant feelings, forcing him to confront his past and question his present. The flight ahead seemed longer than ever. Few hours after Desmond left the mansion, Daniela picked up her phone and dialed a number she used to hide and call. "Hi, baby. How are you doing?" Leonard, her boyfriend, asked. They had been dating for a long time before Desmond came into the picture. They both had planned everything. With precision and patience, they aimed to exploit Desmond's wealth, securing their financial futures. Leonard devised a calculated plan to exploit Desmond's wealth through Daniela after Desmond's mother showed her interest on Daniela. They have already drafted a big amount of money already. The marriage would serve as a temporary means to an end. Few weeks after wedding, Daniela would file for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. A carefully crafted prenuptial agreement would ensure Daniela received half of Desmond's wealth. This cunning plan relied on Daniela's ability to manipulate Desmond, which she was doing pretty well on. She had succeeded in putting the pregnancy on Desmond and kicking his family away. Next is wedding, which would not take long. Desmond is out on a business trip. He will be spending a week. "I want you to come over. Let's enjoy ourselves," she said. "Come over? To the mansion?" he asked. "Yeah, I've missed you. This is the best period to be together," Daniela said. "Are you sure about this? Won't this put us in trouble?" Leonard asked. "Nobody is here with me. I'm home alone. I made him kick his mother and sister out, so nobody will know. Remember, we don't have neighbors. Come over and let's spend time together," Daniela urged. "It's okay. I will prepare and come tomorrow morning. I can't wait to see you. You know, I've missed you, especially your big thing. I can't wait to ride you to my satisfaction. It will be all yours once I come, baby," Leonard said. "I will give it to you in all corners of the house. I can't wait. My honeypot is soaking wet already. Come quick tomorrow," Daniela urged. "Sure, baby," Leonard replied, and she hung up. She couldn't wait for her boyfriend to come over. Watch out for part 6. Subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification.